How do I talk to my partner about the fact that I might be into exploring other sexual identities? I think we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, we have.
We've had a lot of conversations.
Number one is being able to be yourself, feeling safe and comfortable that you don't have to hide things away, you don't have to hide things from your partner.
Being able to have those hard conversations is actually important.
So I think as a partner, you guys should have a trusting relationship where you should be able to talk about that.
Just be honest. That's probably we've constantly been honest. We haven't been together for that long, it's been 7 months, but we've constantly just been honest with each other about everything.
And the longer you push anything like that under the rug, it'll just fester and get worse.
Problem, yeah.
And if your partner isn't necessarily comfortable with what you want to be, I don't necessarily think that that's fair. And if your partner doesn't want you at who you are, then they don't deserve you at who they think you are.
True or false? Evolving views on gender are having a positive effect on society.
True. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I would say true.
The more people are learning about how they can express themselves differently and how they can support their friends who express themselves differently, I think it makes people feel a lot more comfortable and open.
People are happy with who they want to be instead of feeling as though they're someone they're not.
I think social media honestly hasn't had a big impact on it.
Like you hear, compared to 10 years ago, if someone said these are my pronouns, you'd be like, what the hell are pronouns?
Gender helps us explain how we feel about the world, and it helps us explain the way we interact with society and the way that society has impacted us.
I've seen so much shit on TikTok, people idolizing straight relationships from the 50s and shit, and you're like, this is not something to idolize.
She's had 4 kids, 0 orgasms in the past 10 years.
What are some of the societal expectations and pressures on men?
I guess is to be a man as be the tough guy. Don't be emotional, don't be vulnerable.
Certain way to dress, certain way to think.
Males out there feel like they have to be the main breadwinner in the family and have a better income than the lady, which I feel that's unacceptable.
There's a lot of people that still think that men should be the breadwinner in a heterosexual relationship, but that is a massive change that's happening now. I literally heard it on the radio the other day how things are just flipping.
I've heard a lot in the past, oh, toughen up, you look like a girl or something like that, where I'm like, I die inside. I'm just like, no, we've got to get rid of that language altogether.
Well, I feel like there's one pressure that they can't be emotional or sad or cry.
Yeah.
All you're doing is holding back emotions that will just
So
burst out later.
Don't have to be tough and cool or whatever else, just be yourself.
What are some of the societal expectations, pressures on women?
Look good. Look very good all the time.
Can't be the dumb blonde, but then you've got to look like the dumb blonde.
Yeah. Being completely hairless, having a really big butt and tiny waist.
A lady to not have the head income in a relationship, I feel that's unacceptable for people to think that, ladies can't be paid more than a male.
Black women, especially black women, are put down by men and aren't supported by women. It's so f***ed up.
So the expectations that come with femininity, motherhood, the way we look, the way we speak, the way we present ourselves. The intersections of feminism should be celebrated more, because obviously being a woman isn't a privilege, but when you're a certain type of woman, there's a privilege that you will have over the next person that needs to be acknowledged so that there's enough space for everybody to take up.
What are some of the societal expectations, pressures placed on people who don't identify within the binary as either a man or a woman?
Whew. Big question.
So we're both non-binary, so this is a relevant question.
I think there is a lot of expectation for people outside of the gender binary to be androgynous.
People always try to impose some kind of your gender assigned at birth on you, especially as someone who looks female.
Identifying as genderqueer and still having some part of my identity as, womanness or being female is really hard for some people to understand, because they expect if you're not a man or a woman, you're just in between, but it's really this big circle of beautiful and complex stuff.
Yeah, once we get rid of those expectations, a lot more people are gonna realize that maybe I'm not male or female. And I think there are some of those expectations, but I think they're hopefully going away.
What are the biggest issues young people face today?
Mental health and staying on top of school and climate change. You are worried that the whole world is going to be flooded and you're going to die, that it makes it a bit harder to get schoolwork done because you're like, oh, what's the point?
I love TikTok, but there is a lot of problems with TikTok these days. Social media has stuffed us, but it's also been like one of the best things for us.
Social media is our best friend and our biggest enemy. We can keep up with people, we can see what's happening in other people's life, but we only see the good things on social media.
Influences and stuff like that of like a beauty standard or like a positivity standard, even like a mental health standard.
I think people are definitely more comfortable with talking about mental health now, so that's good.